So in this part, I'm going to walk you through a week in the life of a ChartPros Trade Room member. It's our highly rated trade room with members that come to us from various different styles, whether you're a swing trader, day trader, whether you trade futures, Forex, options, equities, precious metals, just about anything with a chart. And so myself, Tom Winterstein, and Mike Perigo are the lead traders, and we have a combined 45 years of trading experience, so you can leverage that on a daily basis where we'll post 17 charts per day. And so let's just take a look at what a week looks like. And we can see on a Monday morning, Mike posted the industry grid, and so that is a Thinkorswim URL that you can load directly into your Thinkorswim platform and make those charts your own. You also get a screenshot of that. If you're using a different platform, you can still see these, and you can highlight the levels. You can set alerts for whatever trade platform that you use, and you can see here. We also will include the VIX as part of our indice grid, because the VIX, more times than not, will trade inversely to the futures like the S&P 500, ticker /ES, the NASDAQ, and YM, the Dow. In this grid, you also get oil and gold, as you can see in here as well. And so then you can make these your own. One thing that we don't do is we don't tell you when to buy, we don't tell you when to sell. You actually have to click the button yourself, and that's the beauty of it, because what we want you to do is learn how to trade for yourself with the training that we provide, as well as the charts. So we are not an alert signal. We don't provide buy and sell times and stuff like that. That's totally up to you. Now what we will do is provide levels of interest that we are personally looking at. We will provide trade management screens and some higher time frame outlooks. But let's continue. We can see on that same day we have two different Forex grids that we provide. One is more of a higher time frame, priced as the bid price. So this would be more for your Forex swing traders, and you can see there's 9 different charts that we provide. And if you don't understand what you're looking at here just yet, that's okay, because we can teach you that. You can see that there's Fibonacci in here, there's support and resistance, supply and demand zones. There's 5 different price action tools that we teach, and there's 5 different price action tools included with our charts. And one of the most powerful ones that I have found is support and resistance. So if you don't understand Fibonacci yet, that's okay. Support, resistance, and trend is a very powerful combination when you're trading any chart across any time frame. So then we can see there's also a second Forex grid, the same 9 charts, but more of a mark price, and these are designed more for shorter term, lower time frame. The other ones you saw were daily and weeklies. Most of these are 4-hour charts. Occasionally you'll see us take it down to a 1 hour, but this is specifically designed for short-term traders. It's designed for shorter movements. It's designed for Nadex traders. We have a lot of our members trade Nadex, and so this is set to the indicative price for Nadex, and that's the mark price setting for that. So as we move through here, in this particular day, what I had posted was some higher time frame potential upside targets for the S&P 500 as well as NASDAQ. And I put a note of emphasis here. These are not levels that I plan to short. These are valid, and prices moving up still in these levels. And this is something that we taught in our Trading All-Time Highs webinar replay that you can view free on our website. And so those are projected and anticipated prices. And again, I made a specific note that I was not planning to short these levels, but these are targets for traders that are long, either short or longer term initiatives. And then you can see something very similar for the NASDAQ. And about the only guarantee that I have observed in the markets is that price will cycle. It cycles up, cycles down, it cycles across all time frames, and across all charts. And so We have also learned from our experience that when a chart, whether it's an equity or indice, which many of them are right now trading at or near all-time highs, it's much more difficult to anticipate price because the only things that you can use are trend and Fibonacci extensions, because there is, at an all-time high, no historical information that we can use for support and resistance and supply and demand zones and change control zones and things like that. So moving along, we can see that the last thing that was posted on that day was chart of the day, and that's a post that's new every single day. As a Trade Room member, you are the first to receive that. It has a little synopsis as well as a direct link take you out to chart of the day. And so that was the first day of the week, and essentially the rhythm and cadence kind of repeats itself each day, where there's an industry grid, there's a screenshot. The higher time frame Forex chart grid is only posted on Mondays or the first trading day of the week, but the lower time frame is posted each and every day. And then you can see our chart of the day for that week, and then we can scroll through here and you kind of get the gist of it. Now you get the indice, you get the Forex, and you get the chart of the day. And so that's every day. Now there are some days where we won't post a grid, whether nothing has really changed since the previous day, which does happen from time to time when markets go into consolidation mode. So we will update those as warranted, by the price action that we observe. And there's our chart of the day, and then we just keep rolling through here. This is a channel that is reserved for the lead traders, so you don't see many users and members posting in here. And then we just kind of roll in, come over the weekend, and the cycle starts over. And so that's a short glimpse into the week of a life of a Trade Room member, as far as the information that you get and you can use in your trading. Now, some of the other channels that we have in here, we have a general channel that anybody can post to, and usually we'll cycle in some articles and some. In this case, this was the all-time highs trading webinar that we had talked about. You can post your questions into here, and you'll get responses in a timely manner. We have a random channel. You can see one of our members had posted in here, and they saw that our YouTube video had tens of thousands of views, and then there's a recap where, based on the charts that we had posted, some of the results of that. And here you can see this was a short entry, where the top circle designates the entry, and the second lower circle designates the exit. And here is a particular one where there was a long entry for the NASDAQ. And so anybody can post into that. And we also have user charts. So if you'd like to post and get some feedback on your chart, here's where one of our members had posted where they had shorted Bitcoin using their own charts that they had posted and gotten some feedback on. And so that's just a brief glimpse into a week in the life of a Trade Room member, and we'd love to have you on board.